Life can feel like a raging storm sometimes, can't it? The waves of uncertainty and the winds of doubt can make us feel like we're being tossed around with no control. It's as if we're caught in a tempest, struggling to find our footing, yearning for a moment of calm. Waves of worry crash around us, each one more daunting than the last. They come in relentless succession, leaving us gasping for breath, trying to stay afloat. These waves represent our fears, our anxieties, and the challenges that life throws our way. Winds of fear threaten to sweep us away, making it hard to stand firm. They howl in our ears, whispering doubts and insecurities, making us question our strength and resolve. It's a battle against an invisible force, one that seems determined to knock us down. In the midst of all the chaos, we long for a safe harbor, a place of peace. We search for a beacon of hope, something to guide us through the darkness. A lighthouse in the storm, a shelter from the relentless winds and waves. We crave a sanctuary where we can find solace and rest. You know what? There is one. A place where the storm ceases, and the sun rises, casting a warm glow over the tranquil waters. It's a place where we can breathe easy, where the worries of the world fade away, and we can find true peace. A haven for our souls. A place where we can anchor ourselves, finding stability and comfort. It's like a cozy cabin by the lakeside, a serene retreat where we can recharge and find our strength again. This haven is not just a physical place, but a state of being, a spiritual refuge, a source of strength for our weary hearts. It's a place where we can rest under the shade of a tree, surrounded by the beauty of nature. Here, we can reconnect with ourselves, find clarity, and gather the courage to face the storms of life once more. That place is found in the promises of Jesus Christ. His words are like a balm for our troubled souls, offering comfort and reassurance. They are a guiding light, showing us the way to peace and tranquility. In His promises we find the strength to carry on. His words are like a love letter from the King of Kings, offering us hope and peace that the world can't provide. Each promise is a reminder of His unwavering love and commitment to us. It's a message of hope, a declaration that we are not alone in our struggles. In the Gospel of John, Jesus comforts His disciples with these words, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you." These words are a testament to the peace that Jesus offers, a peace that transcends all understanding. "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you." It's a peace that calms the storm within us, that soothes our troubled hearts. It's a gift that Jesus freely gives, a gift that we can always rely on. "I do not give to you as the world gives." The peace that Jesus offers is different from what the world offers. It's not temporary or fleeting, but everlasting and unchanging. It's a peace that remains with us, no matter the circumstances. "Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." John 14:27. These words are a call to trust in Jesus, to find our refuge in Him. They remind us that we have nothing to fear, for He is with us, guiding us through the storms of life. Jesus doesn't offer a temporary, fleeting kind of peace. He offers a peace that surpasses all human understanding. This peace is not the absence of trouble, it's the presence of God in the midst of our troubles. Think about that for a moment. When the storms of life are raging around you, when you are feeling overwhelmed and afraid, Jesus is right there with you. He offers you His peace, a peace that calms your fears and strengthens your heart. His peace whispers, "You are not alone. I am with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you." And there's more. Imagine a place so wonderful, so magnificent, that it surpasses all your dreams and expectations. A place where every moment is filled with joy, peace, and love. This is the place Jesus is preparing for us. Jesus continues in John 14:3, "And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am." These words are not just a promise, they are a guarantee from the Savior Himself. Imagine Jesus, the Son of God, personally preparing a place for you, a place where you will be in His presence, experiencing His love and grace in ways you never thought possible. This is not just a distant dream, it is a reality that awaits us. Can you imagine that? a place where there is no more pain, no more suffering, no more tears, a place where every longing of your heart is fulfilled and every need is met. Jesus is preparing a place for us in heaven, a place of perfect peace and joy, a place where we will be reunited with our loved ones who have gone before us, and where we will live in harmony with all of creation. He promises that one day He will come back for us so we can be with Him forever. This promise is the anchor of our faith, the hope that keeps us going even in the darkest of times. This promise gives us hope for the future and reminds us that this life is not all there is. It assures us that there is something far greater waiting for us, something beyond our wildest dreams. This is not just a fairy tale, friend. It is the truth, the very foundation of our faith. It is the promise that gives our lives meaning and purpose. This is the truth that sets our hearts free from fear and worry. It is the assurance that no matter what we face in this life, we have a glorious future ahead of us. This is the hope that sustains us when life gets tough. It is the light that guides us through the darkest valleys, the strength that carries us through the hardest trials. Hold on to this hope, and let it fill your heart with peace and joy. As if that weren't enough, Jesus gives us another incredible promise in Matthew 28:20. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. He didn't just die for us and then leave us to figure things out on our own. No, He promised to be with us always, every single day until the very end. This means that we are never alone. No matter what we are facing, no matter how difficult things may seem, Jesus is right there beside us, offering us His strength, His guidance, and His unwavering love. He's walking with you right now, you know. He sees your struggles, He hears your cries, and He cares. Come to me, all you who are weary. But sometimes we get so caught up in our struggles that we forget about Jesus' promises. Life can be overwhelming, and the weight of our responsibilities can feel like too much to bear. We often find ourselves lost in a sea of worries, anxieties, and fears, feeling isolated and alone. We try to carry our burdens alone, and we end up exhausted and overwhelmed. The pressures of daily life, the expectations we place on ourselves, and the demands of others can leave us feeling drained and defeated. It's as if we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders with no relief in sight. We strive and toil, trying to earn God's favor, trying to prove ourselves worthy. We push ourselves to the limit, believing that our worth is measured by our achievements and our ability to handle everything on our own. But this relentless pursuit of perfection only leads to more stress and exhaustion. In Matthew 11 verses 28 to 30, Jesus offers us a better way. He extends an invitation that is both simple and profound, a call to find rest and peace in Him. This passage reminds us that we don't have to carry our burdens alone. We can turn to Jesus for comfort and support. He says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." These words are a balm for our weary souls, a promise of relief from the relentless pressures of life. Jesus invites us to lay down our burdens at His feet and find solace in His presence. "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Jesus' yoke is not a burden but a source of guidance and strength. By following His teachings and embracing His gentle and humble nature, we can experience true rest and peace. "For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." What a beautiful invitation. Jesus offers us a way of life that is filled with grace and compassion, a path that leads to freedom from the heavy burdens we carry. His promise is one of ease and lightness, a stark contrast to the weight we often feel. Jesus invites us to come to Him just as we are, with all our worries, fears, and failures. He doesn't ask us to be perfect or to have everything figured out. Instead, He welcomes us with open arms, ready to provide the rest and peace we so desperately need. In His presence, we can find the strength to face our challenges and the comfort to soothe our weary hearts. He doesn't demand that we clean ourselves up first or get our act together. He simply says, "Come." He longs to give us rest, a deep soul rest that we can't find anywhere else. Our world is obsessed with performance. We're constantly bombarded with messages telling us that we're not good enough, thin enough, rich enough, successful enough. It's exhausting, isn't it? This constant striving to measure up. But Jesus offers us a different way to live. He invites us to trade our heavy burdens for his light yoke. He wants us to learn from him, to walk with him, and to find true rest in his presence. You see, the burden Jesus wants us to lay down is the burden of trying to be good enough. It's the burden of guilt, shame, and self-condemnation. It's the burden of trying to earn God's love, when in reality, he already loves us unconditionally. His yoke, on the other hand, is the yoke of love, grace, and surrender. It's the yoke of trusting in his goodness, resting in his presence, and allowing him to lead us beside quiet waters. It's not always easy, of course. We still face challenges, we still experience pain and loss, but when we walk with Jesus, we don't have to face these things alone. He carries our burdens with us, and he gives us the strength to keep going. When we stumble and fall, as we all do, he picks us up, dusts us off, and sets our feet back on solid ground. So, friend, if you are carrying a heavy load today, if you are weary and burdened, remember Jesus' invitation. Come to him, lay your burdens at his feet, trade your heavy burdens for his light yoke, and you will find rest for your soul. His promises are true, his love is real, and his grace is sufficient for you. As you go through this journey called life, remember that you are loved beyond measure. You are never alone, and you are held securely in the palm of God's hand. Cling to his promises, rest in his presence, and allow his peace to guard your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. May you find hope and peace in the beautiful truth that you are deeply loved and cherished by the King of Kings. Stay blessed, brothers and sisters. Please subscribe, like, and share.